In this tutorial, I'm going to create a low poly rendering of a long neck dinosaur. So it's perfect for beginners, nice easy project. It will be fast, or if you're just interested in low poly projects. I'm going to go ahead and click general. Once I do, here we are. Okay, I need to, well, I don't need that cube, so let's go ahead and say goodbye. Object delete. Awesome. And I'm going to click on the red X. The image I'm about to use is in the public domain, and I will link it in the description so you can download it as well. Again, we're going to keep this simple. It's just an outline, which is perfect for what we're using it for. And add image background, and mine's in my downloads, and Dino side. All right, load. Great, and let's zoom in. And now at this point, we do need to add a mesh. Let me deselect, add mesh plane. And we can't see it yet. I could do this, and there it is. But I'm just going to go over here, and 90 degrees is what we'll need. Obviously, this is huge, so let's use scale to change the size. And that will be fine. And then I'm going to move it. Something like that. Because we're going to kind of bend this using the vertices. So I'm going to do select none, object to edit mode. Awesome. And now I'm going to zoom in even more because I want to get a look at the body. Okay, let's do select none. And so what I'm going to be doing here is selecting each vertice like this, clicking on it, or you could even click and drag. And then I'm going to move them around to kind of fit the shape of our friend here, the dinosaur. It's not going to be a perfect fit, and that is fine. That's what's kind of fun about low polygon objects. That looks good. And we'll say that, and there. And let me grab this guy. Okay. And if we're unhappy with that, maybe I want to bring out the whole edge, I can just select and grab the whole thing and push it down just a hair. Great. Okay. And now for the legs, we're going to use a mirror. So I'm actually going to have the legs appear roughly in the same spot. So what I do want is to grab both of these points, and then I'm going to extrude edge. And because of where I'm at, I'm going to say, yeah, we'll do a small one here actually, right about here. And then this next one, edge, extrude edge, this is going to be my dinosaur's leg. Boop. And then let's do, I'm just going to keep going, edge, extrude edge. This is going to be kind of small right here. And then edge, extrude edge. And then we're going to start going up the neck with that one. So I'll go ahead and pause and let's take care of what we got. That looks good. That looks good. We can also, of course, do something like this to get a clearer view. Okay, so this is going to be my leg. So let's go ahead and push this stuff up a bit. And that's fine to have that one lower. And again, this will be the leg. Okay, that's great. And now, let's grab this and this. And extrude. And extrude. So I need to think about what will be the leg, but we'll fit that in a sec. We'll do one here, and then I'm going to do one more. Why not? All right. Let's make all this visible. And this one will probably be... We're going to make this one the leg here. So again, this right here will be our leg. So let's move this down a little bit. And move this up a little bit. It won't be perfectly in line. That's great. Awesome. Okay. And we will build out the tail in a bit. But let's go ahead now. I'm going to select none. I'm going to click off. I'm going to turn. Okay. So we have this shape. All right. What we need to do is go into face select. And then I'm going to do select all, face, and extrude. So once I do face and extrude faces, I'm going to click. Let's see here. Let's do, I see the thickness, 0. Let's do 0.5, and that should be great. So I'm going to click off. And let's zoom out a little. Yep. All right. And now I'm going to go to object mode. So I'm going to select none just to make sure, and then click on my object, this. And what I need to do is 3 things: object, apply, location, object, apply, rotation, object, apply, scale. Okay. And now once I do all 3 of those, this is when I can go over here to modifiers and click on modifiers, and I'm looking for mirror. Boom. And there we are. So that gives us the width of our animal. Great. Let's go up into edit mode. All right, and let's start working on the legs. So we can go ahead and do a loop cut. Loop cut. So let's put it like this first. Click. And now I have this mark highlighted, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling it out. But we're going to have to do something, because if I do this, you see this gap here? We don't want that. So we need clipping checked. And so I'm going to actually edit, undo. And now with clipping checked, we are good to go. And this way you can kind of widen out and give the animal more of a natural shape, but still polygons, of course. All right, great. And now we're going to work on the legs. Loop cut right here. Yep, and that's looking good. So I'm going to go to select mode, and we want actually face select. And so let me see here. I was going to do my leg here, so that's what I want. And so I'm going to pick the edge right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do face, extrude face, and I can pull that out some. I'm going to click on X. And so I'm going to kind of model it after this front leg. So I got part of it, and so I'm going to click off. And now I'm going to do all. I selected all, and I'm just going to shift it up just so I can get the leg. All right. And let's keep going with this. I'm in face select mode. I'm going to click here. And again, face, extrude face. Something like that. Looks good. And then I'm probably going to want to do an edge extrusion. So let's go to this and then vertex mode, because we are going to need to turn it. So I'm going to grab, oop, I missed that one. I'm going to hold down shift. Now I got both. Something more like that. Let me go to select and shift some of these other points. Make sure you are in using the select bar, right? So the selection tool, because if you aren't, and I'm glad I looked, notice what's happening here. You have to be super careful. Undo. you have to be super careful when doing this that you get all points. So that's why you really want to make sure to use this and make sure you have all of them. Now I do. Well, that's good because first I want to move it over to be more like that. And then I'm going to just go right on down and then edge extrude for the foot. And now I can start. And that is great. So that's going to be the dinosaur's front legs. And we're going to do a similar thing for the back. So let me move. I did select all. This backed out it should be, which is in line with the body. And then this was going to be, we go to face select mode. This was going to be the dinosaur's back leg. There we are. Let me just double check. Yep, definitely. All right. And extrude face because it's right now a face. And perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to do select all. Move this back a bit. I'm going to model it after this leg this time. I'm going to go into vertex mode. Okay. And let's make sure though we got all the edge. And we did. Oops. Oh, I'm in face mode. Okay, vertex mode, better. All right, select mode, great. Okay. Great, that's looking really great. Okay, and then select all, and yep, let's move it to fit back with the body. All right, and now the tail and the neck. So let's go ahead and continue with the vertexes actually for this part. I'm going to do select none. And I'm just going to do it the whole way just to make our lives easier. Something like that. You could do more if you would want a more realistic appearance, or a more detailed one at least. Make sure to always use the selection tool, of course. Bring them all together. And this is problematic, but we're going to shrink it down. So this is great for now because it's going to be, well, the tail. Okay. So if I go up here now, you can see it's the same width as the body, but what we're going to do, let's go ahead and vertex, select. We can start here. And we're going to just push the tail in. Something like that. Awesome. And now the neck. So these 2 points, we're going to use this one and this one for our neck. So let's go ahead and grab that point because I'm going to move it down some so it's better positioned. Oops, and maybe undo. Let's double check here. I got them all. There we are. Really need it right there is perfect. Okay. And then we're gonna select this one and I'm gonna hold down shift and grab this edge, extrude edges. Right there about. And now we're gonna do, need the edges again, hold down shift. I held shift. And you can see where a lot of the detail would be lost in something like a face with a low poly form, because it becomes fairly complex to get out many features at all if you're limiting the amount of polygons in use. And I was thinking this might be our last, but I think we should move that back. Whoop. Let's just make sure. Yeah, but that's good. Oh, let me just click. I'm gonna select one, hold shift, get the other, and that's better. Now we'll do something like that. And that's gonna do it. Yep, that looks really good actually. Okay, so let's zoom out. And we have the shape of our dinosaur, by and large. We need to fix this neck area. Okay, and we're going to do that similar to what we did with the tail. So let's go into this. And we're just going to select, start with this area. Push. Now I'm going to hold shift. All right. And here's our low poly dinosaur. So the last thing would be to add a material to it. And so the last thing's a material. I'm just going to go over to object mode. I'm going to click on this. Let's see what we got. Material, new, okay. Oh, surface. And I'm going to do something glossy, I think. We'll give that a shot. And then the color, well, I mean, what type of color dinosaur do you want? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do mine more cartoony. 0.2 is a safe bet on that. Let's see. And we have a cartoony, low poly dinosaur. Pretty cool. You should keep going on this. Give it eyes. Make it. Give it a scenery. Give it scenery, mountain, trees, anything. And then you should definitely post a link to it below in the comments. If you're still watching this, if this was helpful, even if it wasn't helpful, you should hit like. You should subscribe. It gives me warm fuzzies. It gives our new dinosaur friend warm fuzzies. And yeah, onward.